Hey, what's up, everyone? Sorry, it's crazy bright in here in the car, waiting on some food. They said it's going to be about 40 minutes. So I figured I'd pop in and do a quick Facebook Live. It's been about 15 minutes, so I have about, I have like 15, 20 minutes left. But anyways, let's see if we can get some people up in here. Hey, what's up, Sarah McAllister? What's going on, Brianne? What's going on, everybody? Ricky V here, just coming to you live from Orem, Utah. Hey, I'm really excited because, you know, we've been really putting a lot of thought and a lot of intention and a lot of like really details into the tour that Demetrius and I are going to be going on. Team Revolution, I want to come meet you all. All right. So I want to come give you guys a hug. I want to do large events. I want to do a lot of amazing things. So a couple of things that we're thinking about is we're thinking about doing a tour around the end of July, beginning of August. And basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be hitting up, you know, Houston, Texas, Dallas, Texas, El Paso, Texas, Orlando, Florida, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We're going to be hitting up DC, Georgia, Virginia, California, Vegas, Utah. So we're going to be going on a tour. We might be hitting like, you know, 8 or 9 different states, maybe 12, 13 different cities. And what we want to do, what we're looking to do, and let me know if this sounds pretty cool. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to make it fast, number one, but we're trying to arrive and straight into an event that we'll do in an evening. Okay, so let's say we arrive to Houston, Texas. We'll arrive, let's say, a Friday night and or a Thursday night. Let's say we go Thursday night, we do an event. Next day, Friday, we wake up and we host a training. We get together with all the teams, and then after the event, we can go out there and do like an epic acts of kindness. We can go help the community. We can go do something. So it'd be about a 24-hour arrival, city to city, state to state. So we are thinking again, California, particularly LA. We're thinking about Utah, of course, Salt Lake City area, St. George area, Houston, Texas, Dallas, Texas, El Paso, Texas. We're thinking also Atlanta, Georgia. We're thinking also Miami, Florida, Orlando, Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Washington State. So a lot of exciting things. And then we'll of course, after that, we'll go international, okay? And so that means that we'll be traveling to Australia, we'll be traveling to the UK, we'll be traveling to Canada, and we'll do a lot of exciting things. What's up, JC Martinez, the greatest VP on planet Earth? JC Martinez, the VP of Be Epic, man. So excited to see you on, brother. So anyways, guys, what I want to do is, what I want to do first and foremost, drop a 1 in the comments below if you're fired up for Be Epic. Drop a 1 in the comments below if you're fired up to make the next 6 months the best 6 months of your life. Drop a 1 in the comments if you're committed just like me to making sure that 2020 is your biggest year. One of the things that I've come to the realization over the last and not the realization, but what I'm really becoming more intentional in the last 72 hours is I've been putting a lot of thought to certain things, right? And one of the things that I'm thinking about is, first and foremost, myself, Ricky V, is I'm going to elevate my personal mindset. I'm going to elevate my personal attitude. I'm going to remove myself from negative situations. I'm going to remove myself from negative conversations. I'm going to remove myself from any negative groups. One of the most important things that powerful people do in this world, whether it's millionaires, whether it's billionaires, whether it's top earners from network marketing companies, one of the most important things, guys, that they do is they are very protective of their energy. They don't have a big circle. They have a very small circle, right? So I'm honing down on my circle. I'm going to make sure that I keep my mind positive, that I keep my eyes only focused on the things that I want to achieve in my life, and that I'm surrounding myself by those people that are on the same mission. We can all have different goals in life, but if you're on the same mission as I am to go impact lives, if you are on the same mission as I am to go become the greatest version of yourself, then we're going to be buddies. We're going to be friends. We're going to do big things together. Drop a 1 in the comments if you can commit to becoming the best version of yourself. I know that I'm committed. So this is me dropping a 1. So what am I going to do? I'm going to take my fitness to the next level. I'm going to take my mindset to the next level. I'm going to read a little bit more. I'm going to prospect a little bit more. I'm going to go out and recruit a little bit more. I'm going to go out there and do a little bit more Zooms. I'm going to do more calls. I'm going to do more events. I'm going to do whatever it takes. Why? Because Be Epic is the hottest network marketing company on planet earth, and we're gonna show the world. We're already showing the world what we're doing, okay? I'm not here to talk numbers or any of that, right? My point is this: I've never been so committed to ensuring that I become the best version of myself. I've talked about that a lot for many, many years, right? How many of y'all out there have ever said, oh, 2017, it's good. You'll say like, oh, 2014 was a warm-up, 2015 was practice, 2016 is the real deal, is the game, right? How many of y'all have said that before, right? And I've said that before for years and years and years and years. Where I'm at in my life right now, my life has drastically changed from December to today, right? My income got bigger, my waist got thinner, my mind got more elevated, my associations have gotten to a higher level, but I'm kind of at that point right now where there are a few more things that I can identify in my personal life that I can completely remove and get to the next level. Okay, are you with me? If you're with me, drop a 1 in the comments below, because I'm really, really excited. I'm not gonna do any kind of announcement. So if people are here, to hear an announcement of when this secret product is coming, I'm not going to give any detail right now. But here's what I will tell you. Get excited over the next 90 days. Get excited over the next 6 months. Here's a very powerful technique that I've done for maybe the last 4 years of my life, and it always really works in a very powerful way. So let me share this with you. What I like to do right now, okay, because we're looking at June. Okay, so we're June, okay, July, August, September. I really like to enjoy October, November, December, right? October, November, December. I love Halloween. I love going all out on Halloween. October 18th is my daughter's birthday. I love making sure that the entire month is about her. I love Thanksgiving. I love Christmas time. I love spoiling loved ones. I love getting prepared for 2021, right? So I love October, November, December. So what I like to do is I really like to hone in and focus on what are the things that I really want to achieve. So a very, very powerful technique is you can go to Google Images, you can type in Halloween, and maybe type in, the costume that you want to dress up in, okay? And then go back to Google Images and type in Thanksgiving dinner, and go find a picture that you really love, right? Maybe it's the most beautiful table with the most beautiful dinner ready there for your family, right? Print that out. Then go to December and go type in Christmas tree, right? Go type in Christmas tree and go find the most beautiful Christmas tree and print that out. And you're going to put those 3 things in front of your face every single day, okay? And underneath the Christmas tree one, you're going to start to cut out pictures of the things that you want for Christmas, or the things that you want to give to your loved ones for Christmas, okay? This is something that I've done for the last few years, and it's really, really powerful, okay? So what I'm doing right now is I'm really focusing on the last 90 days, and you have to really, really surround yourself by the things that you really, really want. And I know we say that all the time, but it's true. If you continue to think what you've always thought, you'll continue to get what you always got. It's not rocket science, right? Are you with me? Like, it's not rocket science, right? And they say that what you want in life has to happen 3 times, and it has to happen the first 2 times before it happens the 3rd time. Okay, what that means is this. That means is that what you want in your life is going to happen 3 times. The very first time it's going to happen is it's going to happen in your mind. Okay, that's the very first time. These people around me, I'm waiting for food, and they're looking at me like I'm screaming at my cell phone. They probably think I'm crazy, but you know what? I heard that crazy people make crazy money. So far, it's true. So what I'll tell you is it's going to happen 3 times. The very first time that it's going to happen is going to happen in your brain. It's going to happen in your mind. Okay, that's the very first place that it has to take place for it to happen in your real world. So you have to continually envision that over and over and over and over again. So that's the first place that's the first place that it has to take place. The second place is you have to write it down. So every single morning I'm writing down my goals for the past 10 years, guys, not 10 hours, not 10 days, not 10 weeks, for the last decade of my life, for the last 10 years of my life. Every single morning, I've been writing down my goals, okay? Not 10 days, not 10 hours, not 10 weeks, okay? Most people don't last entrepreneurship for 10 weeks. Most people get upset about the speed bumps on the road. They go somewhere else, okay? I've been following my course for the last 10 years, quietly, silently going my path, not caring about what others are doing, right? Just simply focus on my personal path. Okay, so for 10 years, every single morning, the very first thing that I've always done is I have created my dream in my mind. I've visualized that every single morning. When's the last time I did it? I did it this morning, okay? When I lay down on the floor in my office, I close my eyes, I listen to something that inspires me, and I just watch my life unfold. I watch my dream house, I watch my dream cars, I watch the dream vacations, and I experience it in my brain over and over and over and over and over again. You start to attract into your life what becomes familiar to you, okay? So that's number one. Number two is I write down my goals every single day in the present tense, okay? I can talk about this for like hours and hours and hours, but there is so much power behind pulling out a piece of paper and writing down a few goals, writing it down in the present tense, okay? So I have like maybe 10 goals that I want to get to. Actually, I have goals that I could have crossed off my list, but I can't cross them off yet because of the whole dang coronavirus. I'm not able to travel to certain places. But every single morning, guys, I write that down. So it's not coincidental, right? Success is never by accident. Success is very much measured by the amount of time that you're investing to shifting your paradigm, okay? So for example, I'll give you, like, for me, I look at my last 11 years in this industry and I'm like, man, the hardest journey, like the hardest part about this whole thing has been actually to convince myself that it could happen to me. The hardest part about the journey for me has been to convince myself that I was powerful enough, that I was influential enough, that I was good enough, that I was worthy for it. Right? How many of y'all have ever felt like you're not worthy for something? Or how many of y'all have ever said, oh yeah, man, I want to get to the top rank of my compensation plan, and you're saying it, but you don't really believe it? Over the last 10 years of my life, I've said a lot of things, but I don't know that I really believe them. But every single morning, what I did do was I visualized it. Every single morning, I wrote it down, right? And one of the things that Tony Robbins even talks about is when, and actually Ed Milet also started talking about this, and I thought it was pretty interesting, but when your body is in motion and you start to really state your affirmations, it has a different type of vibration, a more powerful vibration that starts to bring things into your world. Okay, so what that means is this: like if you're out jogging, if you're out, you know, like for example, like what I do now is I'm on a, like if I'm on a treadmill, right, and I'm running on a treadmill and I have this mirror in front of me and I have music blasting, like music that fires me up, right? It can be something different for everybody. For me, like I like listening to Drake. Sometimes it's Kanye West, right? Whatever it is, I'm listening to it while I'm on this treadmill and I'm looking at a mirror of myself, and I start really saying, hey, I command my subconscious mind to bring me leaders today. I command my subconscious mind to bring me millions of dollars into my life. I command my subconscious mind to become the most powerful leader on planet Earth. And I say it with so much emotion. My body is in motion while I'm speaking emotion, and I'm just in this zone of really bringing things into my life. I really, really believe that there's so much power in that. Now, let me tell you guys something. I did not follow instructions. Okay, when I was 20 years old, I got given the book Think and Grow Rich. Okay, and Think and Grow Rich literally tells you how to become rich. And one of the craziest things that it talks about in that book in the beginning pages is that when riches start to pour into your life, they pour in so much abundance, you begin to wonder where they've been hiding from you your whole life. I can attest to you that that's true. Okay, I didn't follow instructions. In the book Think and Grow Rich, it literally gives you 6 steps on what to do to get out there and bring whatever you want into your life, whether it's money, whether it's a better relationship, whether it's a spouse, whatever it is, right? And the first thing was a burning desire. Okay, now I didn't follow instruction on a burning desire because I just wrote stuff down that I wanted. Right? There was really no burning desire behind it. So I didn't really have a huge burning desire behind it. But let me tell you guys something, okay? Because you can go out and purchase, social media courses. You can go hire coaches. You can do all that stuff. But until you have a burning desire, nothing is going to move into activity. Your obsessions become your possessions. And if you're not really, really obsessed with what you want in life, guess what? You never get it. Because guess what? everybody wants something, whether it's, hey, I want a new car, or hey, I want this, or hey, I want to get to until you really, 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 really want something with a burning desire, not just a desire, not just with the want mentality, but until you have a burning desire, an all out obsession with what you want, nothing is going to move into motion for you. You can be given the best product on planet Earth. You can be given the best compensation plan on planet Earth. You can be given a network, and guess what? You can even be given a position in a company. I could go give you $100,000 right now, and guess what? 30, 45 days from now again, you're broke, right? Because you don't really have a burning desire. Number 2 is this: write it down in the present tense. I never wrote things down in the present tense. I always wrote them down like, hey, I hope to, one day drive this kind of car, or hope to one day hit to the top rank of the compensation plan, okay? So that was number 2. I was never real specific. I never really wrote it down. And one of the most important things that I missed out on for the first 7 years, for 7 years, I missed out on this technique. For 7 years, guys, I did not put a date next to it. Here was my logic behind it. My logic behind it was that if I wrote down a goal, I should allow the universe to bring it into my life when it was the right time. I didn't really command myself. I didn't command the universe to bring it to me. I just said, hey, when it happens, it's supposed to happen. When the time's right, the time's right. All in God's plan, right? It's God's plan for sure. But what I'll tell you is, you have the ability to bring it whenever you want. And I always missed out on that. I never put down the date. It was always like, oh, I am blah, 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 blah. Never a date. So probably 2016 was the first time that I proved that thinking real rich could work for me. Let me tell you why. It was January 2016. And I had a notebook in front of me, and I said, what do I want this year? I'm like, what do I want? Because when you look at a calendar, or when you look at a notebook, it literally becomes almost like your magic crystal ball, where you can ask it to bring you whatever you want. January 2016, I'm sitting there, and I'm like asking myself, what do I want? And the only thing that came to my mind that day was that what I really, really wanted was, I wanted to take my wife, and I wanted to take my kids. At the time, I only had 2. My son, Bronson, my daughter, Brooklyn. My daughter was, at that time, like almost 3 years old, or probably 3 years old. Yeah, she was 3 years old. And I wanted nothing more but to take my wife and my kids to Disneyland, okay? But I didn't want to take them to just any Disneyland. I wanted to take them to Christmas Disneyland. And I didn't want to just take them on any trip. I wanted to make sure that they went in the best seats on a plane. I wanted to make sure that we could splurge in Disney. I didn't want to be the guy that's like, oh, I don't want to buy a water bottle in Disneyland because it's like $12. I didn't want that. I really wanted to create abundance in my life. If a water bottle was going to be $12, so be it. I wanted to have that experience. I'm telling you, a $12 bottle of water tastes a lot different than an 89-cent bottle of water. I promise you that. So I opened up a calendar, and I put down, or a notebook. It wasn't even a calendar, it was just a notebook. And I said, I am taking my wife and kids to Christmas Disneyland as of December 5th, 2016. And I dated it, okay? And I read that thing every single day. I visualized that thing every single day. I wrote it down every single day, and my brain started to expect it. My brain started to look forward to it. My brain started to obsess about it. And guess what happened? In 3 months, my income tripled. In just 3 months. I don't know what happened. Something happened. I don't know what it was. Something happened. My income tripled in 3 months. I could have taken my kids and my wife to Disneyland when it was like March, right? But I wanted to wait for the December experience. But my income tripled so fast in a fourth of the time. I could have taken my family to Disneyland earlier that year, but I didn't. We waited until Christmas, right? Well, December 5th came along, purchased the plane tickets, purchased a nice hotel, took the wife and kids. We had the most amazing experience in Disneyland. Let me tell you something. That was the best vacation of my life. Not because we were sitting on a beach, because we weren't, right? I was sitting there next to Anna and Elsa and my daughter taking pictures. I was with my wife next to a Christmas tree or whatever, right? It was a fun vacation, but what I'm saying, it wasn't like my personal dream vacation. But it became the most amazing vacation and the most amazing experience that I could look back on in my life, because I proved to myself that if I wrote something down on a calendar and I read it often enough and I visualized it often enough and I put a date next to it, that eventually it would happen. And I was listening to a book or an audio called You Were Born Rich by Bob Proctor. There's a book out there, but back in I think it was in the 70s or 80s, it was an actual seminar. And the seminar, it probably cost like $10,000 to just go to the seminar, and now you find the seminar on YouTube. So you should go YouTube Bob Proctor and put in You Were Born Rich seminar, not You Were Born Rich book, but You Were Born Rich seminar. And as he's starting to talk, in the seminar, he starts to talk about the book Think and Grow Rich. And when you actually read the book Think and Grow Rich, one of the things that it says in the first few pages is that inside of that book, there's a secret, okay? And inside that secret, you can achieve anything you want to. And then he goes on to basically say that he discovered the secret. And the secret is, pay attention, because I heard this like 6 years ago and I never did anything about it. That's the crazy part. The secret is that if you write down a lie on a piece of paper and you read it often enough, eventually you'll start to believe it. And once you believe it, it becomes true. Okay? That was the whole secret behind Think and Grow Rich. There's, of course, other things, but it all comes down to that basic thing. Because until you identify what you want and you create a burning desire and you put a date next to it, nothing's going to happen. And sometimes for it to really, the reason why you have to do these things, guys, is because our brains are literally the most powerful piece of technology in the universe. Like, there's never going to be a piece of technology that can compare to what the brain is actually capable of. Okay? And inside of our brain, there's like neurotransmitters. And every single time you think a thought, you're basically strengthening that transmitter, right? So like picture like a piece of string. Okay? You have one piece of string. How easy is it to break it? It's easy, right? But what about 2 layers? What about 3 layers? What about if you put together 500 pieces of string? How hard would it be to rip? You probably couldn't rip it. You'd have to cut it, right? What happens to your mind is that you need to magnetize it with the thing that you want so you can bring it into your world, okay? The whole layering process is visualization. The whole layering process is affirmations. The whole layering process is doing that obsessively every single day for years and years and years and years. So my phone's gonna die, so I'm gonna wrap up with this. And by the way, if you're finding value in this, drop a 2 in the comments. If you're finding value, share this on your Facebook pages, share this on your team chats, share this in your team groups. So that whole experience happened in 2016, okay? And in 2016, that's when like my growth plateaued. I achieved something, I proved that I could do it, but that was basically it. That was as far as my brain was thinking, I guess. So I'm sitting there, it's January 2019, and I'm saying to myself, I need to go bigger. Like, I need to think bigger, I need to achieve bigger, I need to build bigger, I need to go to the bank with bigger checks, I need to have bigger vacation. I need to just go bigger, right? So I called the gentleman, David Imanitier, mentor of mine, close friend, and this guy is making $1 million a month residual. $1 million a month residual in network marketing. Okay? That's kind of like mind-blowing information. So you're talking about $12 million a year in earnings, okay? Which is ridiculous. So I call him and I'm like, look, I've hovered around $15, $16, $20,000 a month, but I'm ready to go bigger. I want a 6-figure monthly income. Now, keep in mind, at this time, I don't really have a lot of money in the bank, but I'm just asking him what I got to do. And he says, you need to go to a Bob Proctor seminar. Now, Bob Proctor is a gentleman Bob Proctor is the last living leader of that generation that had direct contact and did business with Napoleon Hill, with W. Clement Stone, with Earl Nightingale. Like, they're like the gangsters of this whole personal development world. And so he said, you need to go to the most expensive seminar, you need to go to the Bob Proctor seminar, and you need to purchase the most expensive ticket. I go online. I'm like, holy crap, dude, this is like over $2,000. And then I also see a virtual ticket, which is $150. So I call him, I'm like, hey man, so is it okay if I just do the virtual thing? And he's like, nope, you have to get close to the fire, man. Your life's gonna change if you get close to the fire. So I bought the Bob Proctor seminar ticket. My wife let me, and we went out to California together, and I attended the Bob Proctor the Art of Goal Achievement seminar. And he handed me a book, he handed me a few things, and it changed my life. But it didn't change my life instantly, because I got the information, I didn't absorb the information, I didn't really fully apply it. But it was basically the same stuff that happened to me back in 2016. Anyways, we're sitting there in November, third week of November, and I'm telling myself, it's time for that paradigm. We had just found a network marketing company, and I said, hey, we're going to build this thing from scratch, and we're going to build the biggest freaking revolution that's ever been known to happen in the industry. And I want to earn $100,000 a month, and I don't want it to take 6 years. All right, we're going to do it fast. I gave myself 6 months, right? And so I did everything that Bob Proctor taught me in this seminar, and then boom, I put a date, and then boom, it happened. Not by month 6, it actually happened by month 5. By month 5, by April of 2020, this year, I hit my first 6-figure month. Okay, now I'm not here to make any income claims, and I'm not even claiming it came from a network marketing company, right? I'm being very careful. What I'm trying to say is that your life can change. And Jim Rohn said it best, right? Like, you may not be able to change your life overnight, but you can change the direction of your life overnight. And what I'll tell you is that it doesn't even have to take that long. It could take you 3 months. 3 months of intense obsession, 3 months of intense visualization, 3 months of obsessively stating your affirmation at least 100 times a day, 3 months of taking massive action, 3 months of saying, hey, I'm going to level up, and your life can change. Right? I'll tell you, I came into the quarantine thing overweight and with not a lot of money, and I came out of it a completely different person. And so over these next 75 days, my whole goal is to take my brain, is to take myself, right? Like, I can't convince people to do stuff. Like, I can't convince you to do it, right? But I can convince myself to do it. That I want to become more disciplined. I want to raise my mindset. I want to raise my level of awareness. I want to raise my vibration. I'm going to make my circle smaller. I'm only going to surround myself by powerful people. I'm only going to surround myself by winners. I'm only going to surround myself by people that really have goals and want to get after it. Right? I want to surround myself by people that are bringing positivity into my life. Also, I'm going to remove myself from any negative conversation. I'm going to remove myself from any negative situation. I'm going to completely cut off any negativity. For the next 75 days, I have massive goals, and I'm going after them. And I challenge you guys to do the same thing. It doesn't have to be 75 years. Doesn't have to be 75 months. Doesn't have to be 75 weeks. Your life could completely change in 75 days or 60 days or 30 days. As a matter of fact, if you go to YouTube and you type in Earl Nightingale, the strangest secret in the world, he gives you a challenge to do for 30 days. I think that's a powerful way. That's a powerful one to start with. But what I'm trying to say is that magnetize your brain with something different. Like, obsess about something different. Because whether you want to admit it or not, you're already obsessing about something. But if you're not getting what you want in life, it's because you're obsessing over the wrong things, right? So when we get all these haters coming out, right? Because let me tell you, success doesn't just bring you money. Success also brings out snakes. Success also brings out haters, right? And they're there for a reason. They're there to teach you different lessons. And a lesson that it's taught me is to never retaliate the same way that they're acting. When I'm thinking about my haters over the last 3 days, when I'm thinking about all the arrows being shot at me over the last 3 or 4 days, I'm thinking, I'm going to level up. I'm not going to stay in that zone where they can even get close. I'm so far beyond that. And you are too. Anyways, hope everyone has a great evening.